What's up, y'all? What? Oh, come on. Welcome back to the Mission Mike channel. I am your host, Mission Mike, and I am the worst missionary of all time. But you know what? Who cares? We are going to save the world together. We're going to help 1 million people in the next 10 years, and we're going to do it as a team. So today, I'm going to ask you one question. How would you like to make $1,000 this month, huh? Because I'm going to teach you, so let's do it. Woo! Y'all, this channel is low budget, so I got to do my own music. Hey, what's going on, y'all? And look, we got a mic, too. Janelle, my awesome, thick, God-fearing wife, who's the best, she got it for me for Christmas. So, yeah, we are expanding. And, do y'all see this behind me? You know what this is? Is it what? We got an apartment. Oh, my goodness. Woo! So, if you're new to the channel, welcome. So glad you came. All right. I have been living out of a van since 2016. What is that? Like 6-7 years? Something like that? And then even me and my wife for the last year and a half have been living out of a van and traveling, doing hotels, Airbnbs, van life, you name it, just on this crazy journey. But now we have settled, and now mission headquarters is going to be in Oklahoma City for 2 reasons. Number one, it's like the cheapest city freaking ever. So it's pretty much all we could afford. And number 2, more importantly, we love the location because now we are directly in the middle of the entire country. Makes sense? So we were like, okay, what is strategically a good travel location? So whether it's really the cheapest city or not, I don't know. But either way, we just felt God put it on our hearts. Like, look, if we want to impact the entire nation, let's be smart. Let's get in a good location. So, but that's not the point. The point is I'm going to teach you guys how to make $1,000 this month. Immediately, we're going to break this down in 5 steps. So glad you're here. Hope this helps. Remember, like, subscribe if you find this stuff helpful. If not, well, go check out somebody else's channel. Can you not see the high quality caliber you're getting? Huh? Take a look at all this. Look at everything around you, huh? Can you not tell we're successful? All right. How's that little lo-fi background? Huh? Okay. So anyways, what about you? How's your day going, huh? Is it good? I hope your day is just like you. Okay. So if you're great and friendly and fun and awesome, I hope your day is awesome. And if you're a big giant douchebag, I hope your day sucks just like you. So you reap what you sow. What can I say? All right. No, for real, y'all. Here we go. We're going to jump into this. I warned you. I said worst missionary. You got the disclaimer before I started talking. So here we go. Okay, number 1. All right. I'm going to try to make this as simple as possible. Maybe I'll do a longer version later. But number 1, you need a side hustle. Period. You need a side hustle. And you don't necessarily have to quit your job, but I would encourage you to come up with some type of side hustle that you could grow into a business. So that's step 1. Make sense at all? Because think of it this way. There's a phrase called scale or fail. Hold on. I gotta get my coffee. And make sure you get your coffee. Anytime you're on this channel, we drink coffee here. Oh, that's good, y'all. That's good. So you need a side hustle. And basically, this is going to help you make the transition to working for yourself full-time, or it's going to supplement your income to help you get to financial freedom quicker. So you need a side hustle. So you can quit your job. You don't necessarily have to quit your job, but no matter what you do, I still encourage you, think as you're building your side hustle and how you can grow it into a full-time business. Does that make sense? It needs you don't want to accidentally limit its growth. Even if you didn't quit your job, why would you want your side hustle to necessarily stop at $1,000 a month? Okay. Or if you get to 200, you're like, oh, by doing this, I get $200 a month. But if it can't grow past that, then you need to rework it. Makes sense? So number 1 is you need some kind of a side hustle. Number 2, maybe you're like, I don't know where to begin. You don't know what to do. You're not sure what kind of side hustle even to begin with. Here's where I would go as a Christian, okay, personally, looking at this biblically. Number 1, you can get a side hustle, say doing Uber, but if your mentality is, I just need extra income, don't waste your time, okay? It's a waste of your time. It's not efficient. So think of how can you help people? One of the most powerful if you've ever been an entrepreneur or you're trying to think of being an entrepreneur, I'm going to tell you right now, one of the most powerful things you can ask yourself to figure out what to do for a living or for a side hustle or whatever is, how can I help people? So if your goal is, I just need extra income, I'm going to drive for Uber, bad goal. But if your goal is like, I want to be able to talk to people and share my testimony. If I drive for Uber, I can talk to all these people as I drive them around and just start sharing my testimony with everybody until they fire me. Good idea. Makes sense? So the same job could be good or bad, but what's more important underneath that is, what is your mentality? What is the purpose you're trying to accomplish? So start with, how can you help people? I'm going to tell you a mistake I made kind of along the lines is, you need to think in terms of what problems are other people facing that you can solve. So when I first, a long time ago, started trying to design a website for all the mission stuff I was going to be doing and the ministry stuff, I was trying to think in terms of, what would people want? Or I was thinking, what's a good website somebody's going to click on? My wife is sneaking around. You can come over here, honey, if you want. She's not going to come over here. I'll tell y'all right now. She doesn't have her makeup on. And then she's going to be all shy about it, when in reality, it doesn't matter makeup or no, y'all. It's just like, ooh, so good. Okay, but anyways, so yeah, start with, how can I help people? All right, so I'm going to try to keep this under 10 minutes. So just, how can you help somebody? So if I try to think of a website where I was like, okay, what would people click on? What would people... what would they go for? What would, literally, how could I make some money with this? But instead of thinking, what website would I go to? What website do people need to exist right now? And that's honestly how Mission Mike was even birthed. I was looking around and I was like, man, there is just a lack of real mission work, and you got to go overseas and it costs you $10,000. I was like, no, forget that. You just need people out there reading scripture and sharing the gospel. And so that's what I ended up doing, y'all. And so anyways, I feel like I'm hearing a honk. I don't know if it's the song or somebody outside. All right. Welcome to Oklahoma. You get what you pay for. Okay. Number 3, here's another tip. Use your gifts to help people. Does that make sense at all? So think about that. And I don't even call it a gift, honestly. I call it a tool. Use your tools to help people. Do you sing well? Well, guess what? It's not really a gift. I mean, it's a gift if all you're going to do is use it for yourself and enjoy it for yourself. And you like the sound of your own voice, or you want to build a following or a crowd or impress people, or use your own motives to enjoy and that's what the singing is for. Then it's like a gift. It's not that. It's supposed to be a tool. You should be using that voice to glorify God. And here's a good example. And that doesn't mean you have to sing all worship 24/7. You can make your own original music. You can be real. You can be vulnerable, But let me ask you, has there ever been any music or artist out there that really helped you get through a hard time? Does that make sense? My all-time favorite band is the band Tool. They're not even Christian. The singer wavers back and forth, and sometimes you think he's saved, sometimes you're not sure. Sometimes he was hating on God. But the point is, his music helped me and got me through some of the toughest chapters of my life, And so the point is, it's because I feel that he was making very vulnerable, real music. So, if you were given a voice or some kind of musical ability, turn it into a side hustle. Figure out how you can help people. What can you write that's going to make somebody's day better, or it's going to help them through something or whatever. But use your gifts to help people. Okay. All right. Number 4, do the math. You want $1,000 a month? Break that down as to how you're going to get that. Are you selling something for $1? You got to figure out, how can I sell 1,000? Are you trying to sell something for $100? Try to figure out how you can sell 10. Right? And you can kind of use the market itself to scale what you're offering, your product or service, in correlation to what that commodity or thing is selling for. Did that make sense at all? So in plain English, if you're trying to sell, I don't know what, it's like music, then figure out how much you're going to sell a CD for, make a CD, and then try to go sell a bunch of them. Does that make sense? If you're going to be washing cars for $50 a pop, well, then you need to sell that service 20 times, So I'm not saying you can't do some just generic work to get some income in, because maybe that's where you're at right now. And biblically, what you need is to get out of debt, or you're trying to make ends meet, or you're trying to put food on the table for your family, or you're trying to get out of the rut that you're in. So, I'm not saying you can't work a traditional job. Maybe you're going to go wash cars. I had a buddy of mine who he washed cars so he could train jujitsu. You know what I'm saying? It's there's no right or wrong. I'm just giving you tips that I would encourage you to do the math so that you can set a price point. And then that kind of lets you know what to charge and what you're going to have to do to get there. So Let me give a couple examples. All right. So my wife right now, she's a patient coordinator, but as we've been traveling and she's trying to delve into getting her own side hustle going as well and being self-employed. We want to achieve pure self-employment, right? So we can serve God full time. And so what she started doing is she started a coffee shop. Well, anyways, her goal, she was asking herself, what does she love? What's she passionate about? Coffee. Okay. Step one, she loves coffee. We go to coffee shops all the time. And as we started learning this stuff, we were like, okay, we're accidentally becoming experts about coffee and learning so much more than your average person. I don't mean that arrogantly, but like you need to be an expert in something or good at something. That's part of getting a side hustle going, right? So we're learning all this stuff about coffee. And as we try to talk to people, we're beginning to realize like our knowledge is beginning to exceed the common standard knowledge about coffee. I don't mean that arrogantly. It's like you need to be confident, like I'm saying. And so all of a sudden she's like, so she loves coffee. Next up, I started asking her why. What's your mission? What's the goal you're trying to accomplish? Well, during our courtship, side story that's completely related, our favorite place to go together was to coffee shops. We would snuggle up and we loved the ones that had like couches or real cozy vibes, almost like a home away from home vibe. And we had all these romantic dates and would laugh and giggle and we would Bible study there. And in a way, that was one of the biggest places that cultivated and led to our marriage. It was common ground. So all these beautiful memories are tied to that. And she was like, that's what I want to do. I want to create something that passes on and helps people to fuel and create their own beautiful memories. So all of a sudden you see where this is rolling into, then all of a sudden it's like, it's time to start a coffee shop. And then when she started coming up with a name, something that we always, a magic word for us, it was the theme in our wedding is like honey. We feel like milk and honey is like a very biblical theme. And so she's Mexican, I'm like white, so milk and miel was born. And so there's your side hustle. Makes sense? So then it just turns into a matter of like trying to get out there and start getting orders flowing. Same thing for me. I was like, I want to minister. I want to disciple. I want to mentor. I want to help people through their problems, providing a biblical lens. So I started getting into almost like consulting and mentorship and almost even forms of like life coaching. Does that make sense? Now I did it not with a price in mind or with money in mind or anything. I did it because I wanted to help people. Because I don't know, God changed my life and I wanted to like pass it on. I want to make the world a better place. Right? And thus all of a sudden it's like, as I'm traveling and doing all this stuff, it's like the ministry was born. Even before that, I knew how much I needed each month and I did music full time, like professionally. Let me tell you something. I'm not even that good at music. Like honestly, like here, watch. I can't, if I try to play without looking at the, that's so bad. And I made the salary of a banker doing music full time. All right. How's that for an encouragement? Okay. You don't even have to be great at something. Honestly, the difference between a professional musician and somebody who's incredible, but they're hiding in their room is the professional is just somebody willing to get out there and grind. You can play in a coffee shop. I was street performing for a long time. Then I ended up becoming a full-time performer at Santa Monica Pier, California, and I'm just going out there every day and doing this stuff. And I'm doing the math, like how much do I need to make today? Once I make that, I can go home or I can stay and try to build a cushion up for tomorrow. Is any of this stuff making sense? The point is do your math. You figure out how much you need, break it down into, okay, I'm going to sell coffee at however much a bag, I need to sell this many bags. And then you can start figuring out how to do sales. Now, a lot of the stuff that I may have said here today might be a little overwhelming or confusing and you're not sure where to begin. So here's the last step, okay? Educate yourself. So this is step 5, educate yourself through a biblical lens. Does that make sense? Because a lot of this is geared towards anyone, but some of you Christians, I would encourage you, do not pick between business and faith. Learn to merge them. That's my belief. I have met other Christians who are like, I want to do a business that I can low-key, secretly sneak my Christianity in there. And to that, I'm like, yeah, no thanks. I don't want to have to like pretend I'm not a Christian to get you to like me. And then, hey, surprise, I love Jesus. Yeah, forget that. If somebody doesn't like me for my beliefs, like, don't worry, it's the ring finger. But I'm like, get out of here. I don't care. I don't need to impress you. And if you're not gonna hear what I have to say and you're not interested in me, then take a freaking hike. I don't care. And so I'm not gonna be a people pleaser. You know what I'm saying? So to a lot of you Christians out there, don't be afraid to be like Christian with whatever you're doing. Does that make sense? And I'm not saying you got to sit there and shove your faith down people's throats. You should not do that. Okay. But like, for example, my wife's coffee shop, biblically themed. We want to glorify God. Same thing, the ministry. That's the whole point. I'm trying to figure out how to like serve the kingdom and God and his will and glorify him while trying to serve and help and save the world. You don't have to do one or the other. So I guess just the point of all of this is like, you're going to struggle with maybe even the entrepreneur side. So you need to educate yourself through a biblical lens. What does that mean? Read books on sales. Okay. For real. Read books on people who successfully opened businesses and did amazing at it. Read anything and everything you can in regards to business, entrepreneurship, salesmanship, like you name it. Certain books on even on psychology can be useful, But then what you do, here's an example. Ever read the book, or maybe you've never heard Think and Grow Rich, right? Well, in that book, he talks about you want to make a dollar amount by a certain amount of time. You need to figure out how, right? Well, just change the dollar amount to a soul amount, right? How many souls do I want to save by this time? How am I going to do it? So look, once again, the recap, and I'm trying to keep this real simple. I could talk about this for hours, but just for the sake of time, number one, you're going to need a side hustle and one that you have the ability to grow and could possibly turn into your full-time job. It's okay if you don't want to do that full-time, but it's still, don't shoot yourself in the foot before you've even begun. Number two, figure out how you can help people. That is a great place to start when you're not sure what to do or how to make money. How can you help someone today? What could you do? Could you go knock on doors and share the gospel? Boom, there's a business idea right there. Go knock on doors, share the gospel, post about it, create a website around it, get some traction on there and see if some people won't be patrons or support it. Do you like to write? Write, upload it, start writing books, get them published on Amazon or a website or something like that. Get your books out there. You know what I'm saying? What do you like to do? How can you help people? I'm serious. Like, think about this. How can you help people? And then boom, there's your side hustle. Okay. And remember, use your passions and your gifts. That's number 3. Okay. Use the gifts. Okay. It's not a gift. It's a tool. Whatever you're good at, like whatever God gave you a gift at, let that tool help you to succeed by helping others to succeed. Number 4, do the math. Figure out your price. Be fair. Okay. Maybe you want to start a business doing some form of art or pottery. Don't sit there and charge $1 million per, coffee cup that you make. No one's paying that. Look at the dadgum market and scale something reasonable. Okay, I'll sell a coffee cup for $20, $10, 15, somewhere in there. I'm gonna outbid everyone. I'm selling mine for only $5. Okay, I'm gonna sell this for 25, but I'm gonna make the quality incredible. Okay, and last but not least, just figure out how to charge and the math you need to get to the 1,000. And last but not least, educate yourself every day. The same way you should be going to the gym every day. Same way you should be reading scripture every day. Spend a little time each day educating yourself on entrepreneurship, how to make money, how to succeed. And doing all that, I promise you, you will succeed and start bringing in an additional side income, or it could even be your full-time occupation. Hope this helps. Love you guys. If it did, visit mymissionwork.com, and there's a little link below where you can buy me a latte if it helped. If not, shoot me, say in the comments, ask what you need help with or what your questions are or how I can further help you guys, because that's the whole point of all this. I'm taking everyone I can to the freaking promised land. We're going together, period, in this life and the life to come. Not just one or the other. So we're going to succeed. We're going to save the world, going to help people. So love you guys. Good luck out there. I'm rooting for you. And then, of course, I will talk to y'all soon.